Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Sports Report Live. I am your host, Mike Prince, and we are going to get ready for liftoff here very quick. Let me give you a quick explanation of what this show is all about. It's all about supporting and encouraging our local student athletes. We'll be covering high school coverage. We'll be covering, of course, collegiate coverage near and far. So we got a lot in store for you right now. A lot happening over the weekend. The Labor Day Classic has concluded. We've had the meac-swac Challenge. We've had so much more, even an instant classic performance between Alabama A&M and Morehouse in the first ever Black College Hall of Fame game. We'll talk about that and a whole lot more. We want to thank our sponsors for tonight: Texas Farm Bureau Insurance of Waller, Texas, attorney Lee Van Richardson of Hempstead, Texas, and we want to thank Diva Skin Conditioner, located at divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H feet.com. You can call them at 903-270-0026 and get your money-back guarantee supply while supplies last. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. Well, as I mentioned, we got a lot to cover in a short time to get there. Welcome to the Sports Report Live. We'll be coming to you here 9 o'clock on Sunday evening, Central Standard Time, and we'll have coaches from near and far. But with this being the inaugural kickoff, we knew we had to start off with the local touch, of course. With that being said, we're going to be having Gene Johnson coming with us at 9:06, and he'll be followed by Royce Hill when we get done with that. But before we go any further, we're going to go over the football scores that took off. It was football season all across the land, and we'll give you some local high school results. Tomball Memorial all over Tomball by the score of 48-14. Royal Falcons victorious over Danbury 31-0. Sealy was victorious over Wharton 35-0. Magnolia West 38. Brenham 13. Magnolia 35 and Barbers Hill 10. We also had a battle between Belleville and Madisonville. Belleville was victorious by the score of 18-15. Hempstead had no trouble with Tomball Christian winning by the score of 40-0. So those were some of the local high school scores going along. We're going to be keeping things coming up, but you can be a part of the Sports Report Live. You can call in your sports scores, highlights, information by dialing 713-570-6736. That's a 24-hour message line. You can dial in and leave your information, questions, comments, or concerns to help be a part of the Sports Report Live. We got a lot more in store for you. As we talked about, it was the inaugural kickoff for Gene Johnson in week number 1 for the Waller Bulldogs. Bulldogs end up falling short by the score of 14-3 and lost to Bryan Vikings 14-3. It was a long night. It was absolutely delayed with thunderstorms and things of that nature. At halftime, it was 11:30 in the p.m. But we'll talk about that in a little bit. We're going to take us a break, and we'll come back. We'll try to make sure that we have Coach Gene Johnson from the Waller Bulldogs on the line. You're listening to the Sports Report Live Sunday night edition right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and we'll be right back. Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's DIVAH feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026.
So this is Sonja Hardy, Vice President of the SWAC Alumni Association. The SWAC Alumni Association is an organization founded in 1999 with the goal of enhancing the great legacy of excellence in the SWAC as well as preserving the athletic heritage of the SWAC. Its membership is open to former athletes as well as current and former coaches, assistant coaches, athletic administrators, referees, employees of conference member institutions, as well as fans of SWAC sports. Individuals interested in gaining membership can contact the organization's president, Roscoe Nance, at 509 Worcester Street in Herndon, Virginia, 20170. Annually, the SWAC Alumni Association holds a Legends Award in which Lifetime Achievement Awards are presented. Occasionally, a legend of the conference is honored in a roast, and annually 1 or 2 former student athletes are presented degree completion scholarship awards. Contact the organization's president, Roscoe Nance, at 509 Worcester Street in Herndon, Virginia, 20170.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sports Report Live. Mike Prince here with you. We are now going to join in and hear from the new man on the block, the head football coach for the Waller Bulldogs, and that is none other than Coach Gene Johnson. Coach, hello and welcome to the show, sir.
Thanks so much. Thanks for having me tonight.
Well, we're glad that you're making yourself available. Look, you get off not the best of feet, lightning storm delays and everything. But besides that, you come up a little short. Give us a recap from your vantage point of how the Bulldogs performed on Friday night.
Well, you know, when you have an issue like lightning and you have a delay and a change in routine with high school kids, you're always just so nervous about how they're going to respond. But, man, I could not have been more proud about our kids, about handling the change and then coming out and staying focused on what they were doing. We opened the game with a big defensive stop there after we let them have one big play, and then we went on a drive from our own 15 down to the 2 and had a chance to punch in a touchdown, but our personal foul penalty for one of our own mistakes there cost us a touchdown. But considering the lightning delay, I was so proud of the kids for staying focused and coming out and putting forth a great effort.
Yes, sir. Now, you talked about some of the aggression, and that's a good thing and a bad thing to see. You want to see you guys amped up and ready to attack the opposing players, but there's a thing called self-discipline, right, Coach?
Absolutely. And, there were a couple of 2 or 3 times there where we probably let the competitive spirit get the best of us a little bit. We've got to learn to control that, and because oftentimes that ends up putting our team in a bad spot. And that first possession, it certainly did. And something we'll just have to grow and learn and learn from our experiences, and do better next time.
We're talking right now with head football coach of the Waller Bulldogs, Gene Johnson. Bulldogs falling short on Friday night home opener, 14-3 to the Bryan Vikings. Coach, as you assess your team, of course, there's a whole big difference between inter-squad play and when you see the live actions. What are some of the pluses and minuses that you're seeing from your team after Friday night's performance?
Well, I think that the plus just has to start with effort. I thought that our kids gave a great effort throughout the course of the game. And, of course, if you're trying to fix effort, then, you've probably got bigger concerns than anything you can coach on. So I was really proud of our kids for their effort throughout the course of the game, not getting frustrated when things weren't going their way. And I guess as much as it may sound, kind of silly, one of the positives were that there was so much execution stuff that we can fix, which means I think this team can continue to get better and grow as a team. And, we obviously would have rather have executed more cleanly and gone out and had won this game. But I still can be so encouraged because I see so much potential in the guys as they continue to learn and grow within our schemes. I think defensively we're probably a little bit ahead of the curve right now, and that probably showed in their performance. And they played well enough for us to win the game. We just weren't able to capitalize on a few things offensively to finish with the W.
Absolutely. Now, when you said that the defense was a little bit ahead, that's usually reverse. It takes defense about 2 or 3 weeks to get caught up. So it's letting me know that you have some very athletic and some tough-nosed kids on that defensive side of the ball. Now, do you believe in sometimes having guys go two ways, or do you just feel like you got enough depth that you can stay concentrated in one position for your players?
Well, we would like to concentrate on one position. As we grow and learn our team, there may be some spot positions where we feel like we have to create some depth by playing some guys both ways. We don't feel like we're there right now just from the aspect of we're learning so much about a new offense and a new defense that if we start splitting our time among those two sides of the ball, we feel like we're really going to stunt the growth of some of our kiddos. And we have toyed around a little bit with, a couple of guys. We toyed around a little bit with Fareed Bang. He's certainly an exceptional athlete. And we've toyed around a little bit with maybe even Isaiah Blair. But right now we're just asking those kids to kind of focus in on one position. 2 days before our first scrimmage, we actually moved over a defensive end to play left tackle for us and a defensive tackle to play offensive right guard for us. And so there's such a strong learning curve right now, moving from the option to a more traditional style of offense that we just feel like right now we need to kind of get hunkered down on who our top 22 are and get our schemes in, and then we'll look at depths and where maybe playing some of those guys on both sides of the ball might be beneficial for us.
Well, see, Coach, I can tell already you're an old pro at this, as you're going to lead us now. Give us a little information on the upcoming opponent and some of the things that you feel like you're going to have to execute a little bit better than what you saw from week one.
Well, I think, we've got to run the football better than we did in week one, and the encouragement that, I just heard multiple times from our offensive coaches today, meeting and preparing, that, we felt like, man, we were a block away on so many plays last week against Bryan. And defensively, you can have a breakdown defensively, but one guy can run and sack the quarterback and you break down in coverage. Pass coverage never gets exposed. Offensively, you can have it's a little bit harder to have breakdowns and not be successful. It requires all 11 of those guys to be on the same page and executing, and that's kind of where we are offensively. So we got to control the line of scrimmage better and run the football. I think defensively we're maybe a little bit ahead of the curve. As we mentioned, we've got more seniors over there that are playing significant snaps. We looked up and we started a sophomore quarterback. We started 2 defensive linemen that didn't go through spring. And on the offensive line, they flipped over before this year. We played significant snaps out of Tyler Schroeder as a sophomore. And there were several other sophomores there, some of which I'm probably not recalling off the top of my head. But we got a significant number of young kids that, quite frankly, they just can't play like sophomores anymore. They got to grow up and start playing like seniors. That's kind of one of my favorite statements with the kids is how quickly can our young guys start playing and acting like seniors. And I think if we can do that, you're going to see some growth in our football team. Absolutely.
And a short summary, put on your big boy britches because it's live and living color right now.
That's absolutely right. We're I think this game is important to a lot of people in Washington County and obviously in Waller County, so we need to put our big boy pants on and go get ready to play this one.
Well, I was hoping that you was going to call out the name, Coach, but you would be facing off against the Brenham Cubs. And that is going to always be, I know when you first came to Waller, I heard someone echo out, make sure that you get prepared for the Brenham Cubs. So I'm pretty sure you're strapped, loaded, and ready to go.
Absolutely. We know there's a tradition and a history behind that game, and obviously, what a great program they've had. And throughout history, Waller has had some great teams and a great program. So we hope, we're just excited to be a part of that. That's what, to me, that's what Texas high school football is about. That's what these one-horse towns are all about. And So hopefully it'll be a fun Friday night up in Brenham. At least fun for the Waller Bulldogs is what we're hoping.
Absolutely, absolutely. Both teams will be coming off a loss, but they'll be ready to strap it up, meet at the 50-yard line in Brenham, Texas on Friday night. Coach, we want to thank you so much for being a part of us right here, and we look forward to talking to you in the very near future. The Bulldogs taking on Brenham Cubs. Coach Gene Johnson from Waller Bulldogs. We are going to take us a break, and we'll be right back with more of the Sports Report Live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, and centrally located in Prairie View, Texas. And until the next time, we're going to take this break, and we'll be right back. Thank you so much, Coach. How you doing? This is Mike Prince, the radio guy. I want to thank you so much for joining us on our daily content and programming, and serve as a reminder that you can listen to the Carlos Brown Show live here on the network 10 a.m. to 12 noon Central Standard Time each and every Saturday. Carlos Brown is a seasoned, legendary sports talk show host based in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, but we're not going to hold that against him. Join the Carlos Brown Show live on the Open Mic Broadcast Network 10 a.m. to 12 noon.
One voice. It can get the point across, but it only carries so far. Add a voice. It's richer, louder, but that has limits too. Add a third voice. It's even more powerful. Add another, and another, and many, many more. And we are stronger than ever. That's the power of a community coalition. They help community groups, faith groups, civic organizations, PTAs, employers, and many others in your community organize their resources and focus them where they're needed most, like fighting to keep kids away from drugs. Ask a group that you belong to if they should belong to a community coalition. It's easy to get involved. Visit helpyourcommunity.org and they'll tell you exactly how your group can help. That's helpyourcommunity.org, because you get more when we get together. Brought to you by the Office of National Drug Control Policy and the Ad Council.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Call Agent Jeremy West at 936-931-3696 to see if you qualify to save up to 40% off your auto insurance.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Sports Report Live. I am Mike Prince, and we're coming to you live right here by way of studio here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We want to thank Coach Gene Johnson for meeting with us in segment number 1. We're now moving just a tad bit west of the Prairie View city limits, and we're going to head to Hempstead, Texas, and hear from head football coach Royce Hill. The Bulldogs lost, but the Bobcats won, taking care of Tomball Christian by the score of 40-0. And now we'll hear from Coach Royce Hill. Coach, how you doing this evening, sir?
Oh, I'm doing well. I appreciate you having me on tonight.
Well, sir, I appreciate you making yourself available with this Labor Day weekend we got going on, and you just said, yes, sir, we'll make ourselves available. If you could, give us a recap of the Bobcats' performance on Friday night.
Well, I tell you, I was really proud of our kids. We came out, had to deal with some adversity early because of the lightning delay. We had a probably hour and a half lightning delay. The game was scheduled to start at 7 o'clock. We actually kicked off closer to 9:50. And so, the kids had a lot of downtime. They had, hang around in the dressing room, and we would get them warmed up and get them cooled down. It's just back and forth. So I was proud of the way they handled that adversity and came out, and took care of business. We had big performances, by many kids the other night, but, it's just been kind of a carryover from the things I've been seeing from the summer and spring from the kids, the work ethic they've had.
Yes, sir. We're speaking right now with Coach Royce Hill of the Hempstead Bobcats. Coach, a lot of people might not be familiar with you, but you've been in the Waller County area now for quite some time. Give us a little background on how you ended up where you are in Hempstead.
Well, actually, so this is beginning of my 15th year in Hempstead. I'm losing count, but I believe it's my fourth or fifth year, I believe, as the head coach. I actually got here, I was at John Tyler before I came here as offensive coordinator, and a couple of good friends of mine came, Coach Sargent, Ricky Sargent, and Andre Crumity. They came and visited and, told me they were gonna come in and asked me to come with them. So 15 years ago, like I said, I made that jump, and I've been here ever since. And I love the community. I love the kids in the community. And like I said, it's one of those things when you find home, it's hard to get away from, and like I said, I just love the kids of that community, do everything I can to try to help them.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now, you had a couple of success stories come out of Hempstead. You actually got a young guy that you're peeking at tonight playing for Oklahoma, right?
Yes, sir. So if I have any distracted answers, because I'm actually sitting here doing multitasking a little bit. I'm watching Delarian Turner Yale playing live here against the University of Houston. Like I said, tremendous young man, like I said, and just was texting back and forth with him earlier today, and he deserves everything that he's getting. It's a joy to get to watch him, like I said, in prime time on Sunday night here.
Yes, sir. Now, Coach, when we talk about Hempstead Bobcat football, what's the one word that you would use to describe your philosophy when it comes to handling your team?
I think I've been asked that before, and like I said, multiple words come to mind, but, I think family. And that's one thing that we kind of, hang our hat on in Hempstead. We have a family atmosphere. We try to treat our kids as family. And the love atmosphere part of it is tough love at times, but they understand at the end of the day, it's bigger than football with us, and we use that ball, in order to help them come in. But like I say, it's just we try to create that family atmosphere where they know they can come to us at all times, all times of the night, day that we're available for them, it's bigger than, like I say, it's a life lesson for us, not just football.
Okay, a life lesson. We're talking right now with Coach Royce Hill of the Hempstead Bobcats, victorious over Tomball Christian by the score of 40-0. Now, sometimes people can read a lot into one game on the plus or the minus side of things. What do you take away with the team that you have for this 2019 rendition of Bobcats as you prepare for your next game? What are some of the pluses and the minuses you're taking from this performance?
I always tell my coaches and kids as well that, it's never as bad as it seems and it's never as good as it seems. Anytime you think you're on top of the world, there's always something you can improve, and vice versa. Anytime you think it's down in the dumps, there's some bright spots. The glass is halfway full. So the one thing that I will say, like I say, as far as something we were taking, we're running with, is we're concentrating on ourselves. We do our game plans as normal and do everything else, but really we're concentrating on improving daily ourselves, and not worrying about as much as who's on the other sideline. My mantra has been to them every week, we're going to go 1-0. The last week I told them, let's go 1-0. After the game Friday night, I told them, hey, I'm done with Tomball Christian. Hey, next week, let's go. And they all said it together, 1-0. Like saying, if you go 1-0 every week, eventually they'll start stacking. So that's kind of been the mantra we've been running with, go 1-0 every week.
Well,
and we're going to work to prepare every day to go 1-0.
You got one down and one to go. And who's your next opponent? And what are you going to see some of the keys for victory for you guys?
We'll be traveling to Brookshire Royal Friday night, the Waller County rivalry game for us. Like I say, it's always a tough battle with those guys. I respect the coaching staff, respect the kids there. And it's one of those things where no matter how each program is going, you never know. You got to come in there with your hard hat. Because, the rivalry games can go either way. Turnovers are a big key. One thing that we always try to preach, especially in these rivalry games, is protect that football.
Yes, sir.
We can't have the big swings, and the momentum swings, you know, in those big rivalry games when the stands are packed, and, you know, you want to keep it even keel, and, you know, and don't beat yourself. That's the one thing that we try not to do.
Well, we've dubbed this game at the open mic. Oh, man, I don't know how long we've been covering you guys now. The Battle of Waller County. And it's always, as you say, it's been a little bit tilted toward the Bobcats of late. But when you go down the history and the bloodline of these two schools, there have been some very battled contests. And right now the Bobcats have the upper hand, but it's something that we'd love to be a part of and continue to be a part of. And, man, we're looking forward to that Friday night liftoff. Now, we've talked off the air and everything of that nature, and we try to promote and lift up some of these kids who, for let's be honest, sometimes this will probably be the greatest pub that they'll ever get. But who would you say are some of your most significant players? And I'm gonna put it tough on you, Coach. One from offense, one from defense, and then one from special teams.
Well, like I said, I can make it easy. You know, we actually do players of the week every week. And this week, one of the things we try to do with our program is we have skilled player and offensive and defensive line players, because, you know, those O-line, D-line, it's kind of hard sometimes for them to get that recognition. And so I put it to the coaching staff and we vote. And this week, our offensive player of the week was Marvin Lewis. I mean, he had a tremendous game. He was 13 carries for 232 yards and 3 touchdowns. So, I mean, it was a tremendous game, you know, ran the ball hard, you know, and just did the things needed, you know, to help us be successful. And so our offensive line player of the week was Anthony Hamilton. The young man actually was, you know, started off the year playing tight end for us. We've made some personnel changes and we moved him inside the left guard. Never a wavering word. He got in there and he's taking care of his business and had a big game for us the other night. On the defensive side, our defensive player of the week was Kendalen Wilson. Tremendous talent, great kid, tremendous talent. I mean, he did a little bit of everything. If anybody was at the game the other night, I mean, he did everything except sell popcorn. I mean, he you know, scored a couple of touchdowns. He had an interception. He returned the punt return that was called back. You know, just a tremendous athlete. You know, like saying, it's a joy to coach a kid like that. Actually, already has a couple of D1 offers as a junior, so he has a bright future. You know, tremendous young man. On the defensive line, our defensive player of the week was Omarion Gillum, another, you know, big fellow, stood up in there and played strong for us. And our special teams player of the week was Andres Campion. It was a key with extra points and made a touchdown saving tackle on a kickoff. So, you know, he had a big night for us on the special teams.
So the kicker got a chance to flex his muscle.
Yes, he did. Well, you know, I will say at our level, you know, our kicker also starts at outside linebacker.
Right.
He has a little experience tackling, so I'll give him that.
Yes, sir. So it wasn't the average kicker. It wasn't your average kicker. As Yogi Bear said, I'm not your average bear, right?
Yes, sir, definitely. Not the average kicker.
Well, the Battle of Waller County will begin on next Friday night down in Brookshire, Texas. The Bobcats will go in to take on the Royal Falcons, and it should be an exciting time. Coach, we want to thank you so much, man, for being a part of us tonight. Man, you said history tonight, man. This is the first show on the Sports Report Live at night. We do the Mike Prince show throughout the week, but we said we wanted to do something with a little twist on it, so you became part of a historical broadcast tonight, man.
Well, I tell you, it's always great to be a part of history. It's always great to be online with you. I tell you, you're a tremendous asset to our program in Waller County altogether, and I really appreciate you having me on tonight.
Well, sir, we appreciate you as well. Thank you for the accessibility, and this definitely won't be the last time. Let's make another schedule for next week, same time, same channel. How about that?
Yes, sir. I'm down with it.
All right. Coach Royce Hill of the Hempstead Bobcats. And the Bobcats will get ready to take on the Royal Falcons on Friday night. Should be some exciting time to deal with here in the very near future. And that's what we're about up here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, celebrating our kids and letting sure that everyone knows that Waller County is in the house, as well as the Southwestern Athletic Conference, the Southland, MEAC, and believe it or not, the OVC, because we are going to make sure that we touch everything that needs to be touched. What I have to do right now is take us a break, and we'll come back and get ready for our next segment. We're going to discuss some of the things going on in the world of soccer and volleyball on the collegiate level. You're listening to the Sports Report live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Keep it where you got it, and we'll be right back.
After my first car accident, I feared the biggest damage would be to my wallet. I expected a mountain of bills and a long, drawn-out process. But my Texas Farm Bureau insurance agent was there when I needed her and helped me get back on my feet and in my car in no time. Instead of a hassle, I got reassurance and a quick recovery.
Call Agent Jeremy West at 936-931-3696 to see if you qualify to save up to 40% off your auto insurance.
Coverage and discounts are subject to qualifications and policy terms and may vary by situation.
Chris, can you put the video game controller down for a second?
I can talk and play. Oh, I'm totally annihilating this punk kid in Nebraska.
I just feel like you're not acting like a grown-up in our relationship.
Am too.
Well, you still ride your skateboard to work, there's the comic book collection, the race car bed.
Look, I'm young at heart, but I put money into my 401k every paycheck. I picked up a few savings tips at feedthepig.org. I have control over my financial life now, and that feels pretty grown up.
Put away a few bucks, feel like $1 million. Putting some money from every paycheck into a savings account or contributing to your 401k can make a big difference later. For free ideas and easy tips on ways to save, go to feedthepig.org. That's feedthepig.org.
So, I bet I look like a grown-up to you now.
Well, except for the footy pajamas, I'd have to agree.
This message brought to you by the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants and the Ad Council.
Let's face it, from time to time, we'll have a need for an attorney, whether it's the case of a DUI, DWI, or any other circumstances that would find you on the other side of the law. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, located at 1047 Austin Street, is the one to call. Attorney Lee Van Richardson and his staff are equipped to help you get through your legal battles. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, 979-826-8008 in Hempstead, Texas. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This is Mike Prince with the Sports Report live from the studios of the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We want to thank Coach Royce Hill in the last segment. We've heard from Coach Royce Hill. We've heard from Coach Gene Johnson, and we'll soon be hearing from Miss Sonja Stamps. She'll be calling in to give a meac-swac report. The SWAC fell short 35-15. Jackson State could not handle the Wildcats of Bethune-Cookman. And in case you had not heard, the Prairie View A&M University Panthers took care of business with the Texas Southern Tigers, winning by the score of 44-23. And what we're going to do right now is we're going to give you some live score reads from the weekend of soccer and volleyball. Prairie View Panthers went to McNeese, fell short by the score of 3-0. They will next take on the Incarnate Word. They'll take on Incarnate Word the September 6th is what they'll do. By the way, Texas Southern beat Incarnate Word in soccer by the score of 1-0. In the world of volleyball, the Panthers went to Sam Houston's 42nd volleyball tournament. It's an annual event that they held. It was August 30th through the 31st. The Panthers lost their opener 3-1 to Sam Houston, end up losing 3-0 to Louisiana Tech and 3-1 to Oral Roberts. So the Panthers go 0-3 in that set, but they'll get things back on track. They'll be at Houston Baptist on September 3rd to take on the Huskies. So the Panthers falling a little short on both the soccer and the original, well, not the original soccer field, which is football, but the volleyball court. And so they'll get a chance to try and regroup. Panthers, huge win over Texas Southern. We talked about that. We'll talk about it a little bit more here in the very near future when Miss Sonja Stamps gets in contact with us. But what we're going to do right now is hear a football report, if you would, from the voice of the Texas Southern Tigers. That's none other than Larry the Chatterbox Hale.
Hello, this is Larry the Chatterbox Hale, the radio voice of the Fighting Tigers at Texas Southern University. The Texas Southern Tigers took one on the chin Saturday night as they were defeated by the Prairie View A&M Panthers by the score of 44-23. Texas Southern got on the board first, scoring the first 3 points of the game, and after that, Prairie View matched us, and then it became 13-13. We knew that coming into this game, Prairie View was going to be a tough, formidable opponent. They have a great coach in Eric Dooley, and it showed as big plays hurt Texas Southern all throughout the night as footballs flew through the air and wide receivers went into the end zone for Prairie View A&M. One thing about this football game, it was a game beyond a game as they entertained 16,000 people at BBVA Compass Stadium. Texas Southern was led by DeAndre Johnson at the quarterback position. Also, we had contributions from DeAndre Johnson, who, once again, the final score, Prairie View 44, Texas Southern 23. Next opponent, Incarnate Word, San Antonio, Texas. Reporting for the Open Mic Broadcast Network, I'm Larry Chatterbox Hale, the radio voice of Texas Southern University. Happy Labor Day to all.
And, of course, that was Larry the Chatterbox Hale doing a report. Panthers absolutely taking care of business. There was some discrepancies that the Panthers are going to have to tighten up on as far as penalty yardage. They had 18 penalties, but overall they got the win. And week 2 against University Houston Cougars will be another measuring stick. The Panthers get a chance to come out and really test the waters to see just how far this program is going to be. We are now mic'd up and ready to hear the meac-swac report from Miss Sonja Stamps. Sonja Stamps is an affiliate here with the Open Mic Broadcast Network. She's in Atlanta, Georgia. She was rooting on her Jackson State Tigers. They had one job, and they fell a little bit short, but I present to some and introduce to others, Miss Sonja Stamps. How you doing, ma'am?
I'm okay, considering.
Considering that you blew the assignment?
Well, I didn't blow the assignment. My team blew the assignment. But hey, I'm very hopeful of this team. I'm not pushing the panic button now. I think we're going to be okay.
Okay, you think you're going to be okay? Well, that's always a good thing, and we appreciate you staying calm, cool, and collected. If you don't mind, ma'am, can you give us a recap of today's performance?
Okay, well, as you know, we were waiting to see who was going to be starting quarterback, and it looks like freshman Quincy Casey. He started the game. However, he got hurt. Really, all three of them got hurt during the first quarter. Quincy Casey, Derek Ponder, who came in for Quincy, Jalen Jones, and however, they pulled it together. Thankfully, it was not any season-altering injuries for them. They were all able to come back to play. However, Quincy Casey completed a deep pass, but he was injured on a 47-yard. And we ended up going up 3-0. We actually led the whole first quarter 3-0. And we came in with Jordan Johnson in the second quarter, giving us our first touchdown of the game. And after that, it's like, I don't know what happened, Mike. Our special teams was definitely a letdown. We missed markable field goals and extra points. We left about 7 points on the table, and we kicked off in punt coverage game. Gave Bethune really good field position in the second half. Jalen Jones, out of the three that played today, I really like him. He made some explosive plays, even though he threw a pick six and another interception that led to 15 straight points for Bethune. But I think he's the one. I think he should be the starting quarterback.
And what are you basing that on?
I mean, he can run with the ball. Ponder couldn't really run, and he kept getting. That was one of the reasons he got sacked a couple of times. He got hurt. His leg got hurt because he just, I don't know what was going on with him, but he has a good arm, and to me, he has that it factor. I really like him, and I can see him being the starting quarterback. I need to get in touch with the coach and tell him to let him watch Jalen Hurts film, because I just got to watch it. I'm watching the Sooners game before I came out here to talk to you, but yeah, I'm really liking him. Bethune ended up getting 29 straight points in the second half, which was bananas. Our defense team looked really well. However, I think because they were out there so long, Mike, they got tired.
Well, it's still early, and fatigue is going to be a huge factor. That was one of the weighing factors for the Panthers taking care of business against Texas Southern, just wearing the guys out, and you could tell that the Panthers were a little bit more better condition going into that game. But it's always intriguing when the team first come out. You have your expectations, then fans usually stream way to one side or the other. Either they think it's a curse and it's the end of the season, or they're overhyped and think that the season is wrapped up because we're that good. Week 2 is going to be a huge measuring stick. What are you looking to see the Tigers improve on in week number 2?
Definitely special teams for sure. We have to figure out who's going to be the starting quarterback. I mean, I get what he was trying to do, trying to let everybody play, but he needs to make a decision on that, because that's very important, with the team. And plus, it seems like the team, they geared towards Jalen more, to me. So they were kind of like, I don't know. I guess I'm a little biased with him. However, definitely special teams need to be worked on the most, I think, and just figure out what we're going to do as far as quarterback and go from there.
Okay, so let me ask you this as we get ready to try to wrap this segment up. On a grading scale, how would you grade the performance offensively, defensively, and special teams for your Tigers?
Defenses, before they got tired, I would give them like maybe a 6. Special teams, we need to really work on that. I'll give them a 3, because I mean we missed 2 field goals and the 1 point after the touchdown, so a 3. Offense, maybe a 5. We got some work to do.
Some work to do?
But,
Okay.
But I think we can handle it.
You think you can handle it? Okay. Well, look, Sonja, I really appreciate you making yourself available here on a late Sunday night. It's not Memorial, but Labor Day weekend. Want you to be safe on your travels, and we'll get together real soon for another episode of She Said, that you can hear right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Anything you want to share before we get out of here?
Congratulations on your win. I talked a bunch of noise a couple of weeks ago with you about this game and your game, but congratulations. So that's all.
That's all. Well, that's all.
I know you're going to eat me up later.
Hey, you know what? I'm trying to be professional about this thing here in this segment and everything, but you know it's coming, don't you?
I know it's coming. So, yeah, you have a happy Labor Day, and I will speak with you soon.
Yes, ma'am. I'll speak to you soon, and you have a blessed weekend. Okay, dear?
You too. Thank you.
All right. That was Miss Sonja Stamps. She's taking it on the chin, but she's taking it like a trooper. We are going to take us a quick break, and we'll be right back with more of the Sports Report live right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network and Spreaker.com.
Broadcasters come into our lives on radio and TV, bringing us information and entertainment. Broadcasters are there for us, but who is there for them when they fall on hard times? The Broadcasters Foundation of America provides financial assistance to broadcasters in acute need due to a critical illness, accident, or other serious misfortune. If you know of a broadcaster on the air or behind the scenes who may need our help, please share our message. Visit broadcastersfoundation.org.
This is Al Wash with ALW Entertainment, the promoter of the State Fair Classic, and I want y'all to keep your dial because I listen to the Open Mic Network every day. Keep the dial locked in.
Are you one of the many Americans that deal with the effects of diabetes? Diva Skin Conditioner could be the remedy that you need. Diva Skin Conditioner is a formulation that was designed with you in mind. Diva Skin Conditioner comes with a money-back guarantee. That's how confident they are in their product. For more information, visit divafeet.com. That's D-I-V-A-H, feet.com. Or you can speak with a representative by dialing 903-270-0026. And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Sports Report Live. Mike Prince here with you. Hope you're enjoying the ride thus far. Be sure to spread the love and spread the word that we'll be here each and every Sunday night giving you scores, interviews, and a whole lot more when it comes to local, regional, and collegiate sports right here on the Open Mic Broadcast Network. With that being said, there was a heck of a game played in the Black College Hall of Fame between Alabama A&M Bulldogs and the Morehouse Group, and Alabama A&M was able to pull it off with a last-second glass to Jenkins connection and gave the Bulldogs the edge 35-30 in what was an absolute superb game. The Bulldogs go to 1-0. A lot of expectations on the Bulldogs this season with Coach Connor Maynard. He is going to be expected to try to get the Bulldogs over the hump. It's been a while since the Bulldogs have been quote-unquote relevant. And in fact, it's been about 10 years. That's when the Panthers beat the Bulldogs in the SWAC championship game, the 10th anniversary of that. Go and figure that one out. Other scores that we will bring you up to speed on in the world of HBCU sports. Of course, we covered the Prairie View A&M University Panthers victorious over Texas Southern Tigers 44-23. Southern University fell short to Southland rival McNeese Cowboys 34-28. Mississippi Valley, that was actually my game of the week, and Mississippi Valley held their own, falling short just a tad to the Tennessee State Tigers by the score of 26-20. Grambling didn't get too much out the gate against UL Monroe, losing by the score of 31-19. Alcorn State met up with Southern Mississippi, lost that one by the score of 38-10. Pine Bluff falling short to TCU 39-7. And of course, on Thursday night, surprising, was the Alabama State Hornets falling short to the University of Alabama Birmingham by the score of 24-19. In week number 2 of the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Texas Southern will be at Incarnate Word. That is scheduled for a 6 p.m. kickoff, and these next few games will also be 6 p.m. kickoff. Mississippi Valley at Lamar, and you'll have Mississippi College at Alcorn State. Pine Bluff will meet up at Alabama A&M. All of a sudden, that becomes an intriguing game of the week for SWAC play. Another 6 o'clock game will see Jackson State at South Alabama. 5 p.m. Tuskegee and Alabama State. That's always a good game. And, of course, you're going to have Grambling State taking on Louisiana Tech at 2:30 p.m. this coming Saturday. Southern University will travel to take on Memphis. That'll be an early kickoff at 11 a.m. And Prairie View will travel to Houston yet again to take on the University of Houston Cougars. That is scheduled for a 7 p.m. kickoff. So what we have planned for you, we're going to open up and take your phone calls. If you dare to call in, we will be able to take your call at 936-333-5256. 936-333-5256. Call in, share whatever it is that you would want to share. We can discuss whatever you would need to discuss. There's a lot going on. We also will touch on a little bit of NFL. There is some NFL news kicking about. Clowney has been traded to the Seattle Seahawks. H-Town, what do you think about that? That was a surprising, bold, daring move, but it's a move that NFL owners are making. Gordon, NFL running back for the LA Chargers, he is probably on the brinks of facing something similar to that. So we'll see exactly how things unfold. But Clowney is now a Seahawk, and what else is going to happen will yet remain to be seen. Antonio Brown, of course, making his debut with the Oakland Raiders here in the very near future, and we'll see exactly how that unfolds. My beloved Pittsburgh Steelers, 3-1 in preseason, fourth game they lost. Don't really count that too much. Don't put too much weight in preseason at all. Just a matter of guys getting things in tune, shaped up together to work out a few things. Want to remind you that you can be a part of the Mike Prince Show, which is featured daily right here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. That'll be at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. We break down things and break open things and just discuss the world of athletics. We cover, of course, the HBCU circuit, but we also cover local high school and regional high school and college sports as well. Big weekend, Labor Day weekend, and of course, there is the ever so presence of Hurricane Dorian. And we want to keep those in the Florida pathways in prayer, in constant prayer, as lives are definitely going to be adjusted. Hurricane category of 5. So we want to be prayerful and mindful of those individuals that come out to be a part of it. And with that being said, I am going to shut it down for this first episode of the Sports Report Live here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. We want to thank our guests who were a part of this. Coach Gene Johnson of the of the Waller Bulldogs, Coach Royce Hill of the Hempstead Bobcats, Miss Sonja Stamps representing Jackson State and the Open Mic Broadcast Network through She Said. We want to thank those who joined in with us. Waller Independent School District, Hempstead Independent School District, our beloved Prairie View A&M University, and the entire Southwestern Athletic Conference family. I am the radio guy, Dr. Mike Prince, reminding you to follow us on our social media handles at Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is Open Mic Broadcast Network, and you can always visit the website at obnradio.com. I am going to exit stage left. You guys have a fantastic rest of your Labor Day weekend. Be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.